Have you ever wondered how a nation is born from the ashes of war and conflict? Today, we embark on a historical journey tracing the birth of a nation, Israel. A land rooted deeply in the hearts of Jews worldwide, Israel's inception is a tale of resilience and determination. The late 19th and early 20th centuries were peppered with escalating tensions in the region. However, amidst this turmoil, the dream of a Jewish homeland never wavered. The Balfour Declaration of 1917 marked a significant milestone. This public statement by the British government expressed support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. Subsequently, the British Mandate for Palestine further endorsed this vision. Despite the brewing storm of opposition and conflict, these pivotal moments laid the groundwork for the birth of a nation. The seeds of a new nation were sown, but the journey to independence was far from over. In the heart of devastation, a beacon of hope emerged. As the world was engulfed in the flames of World War II, an event of unthinkable horror was unfolding: the Holocaust. This systematic, state-sponsored genocide led by Nazi Germany claimed the lives of 6 million Jews, nearly two-thirds of Europe's Jewish population. The Holocaust didn't just rob the Jews of their lives, it stripped away their identities, their homes, their sense of security. Those who survived were left with deep scars, their lives forever marred by the atrocities they had witnessed. In the aftermath, a significant number of Jewish survivors sought refuge in Palestine, driven by the Zionist movement's promise of a homeland. This mass immigration, however, wasn't without its challenges. It was met with resistance, both from the British, who then controlled Palestine, and from the Arab population. Yet the Holocaust had irrevocably altered the world's perspective. The sheer scale of the genocide had highlighted the urgent need for a safe haven for the Jewish people. The international community began to sympathize with the Jewish plight for a homeland. The world could no longer turn a blind eye to their suffering. The seeds of change were sown, and the idea of a Jewish state was no longer a distant dream, but a pressing necessity. The world watched as the desperate need for a safe haven for the Jews became abundantly clear. The stage was set for the next chapter in the journey toward Israel's independence. As the world changed, so too did the map of the Middle East. The year was 1947, a time of transformation and turmoil. The United Nations, a fledgling organization born out of the ashes of World War II, proposed a daring plan to partition Palestine. The United Nations Partition Plan for Palestine, as it was formerly known, was a blueprint for a new Middle East. It proposed the creation of two independent states, one Arab and one Jewish, with Jerusalem under international administration. This plan was an attempt to address the conflicting national aspirations of the Jews and Arabs living in Palestine. The Jewish leaders, seeing an opportunity to realize their long-held dream of a Jewish state, accepted the plan. They recognized it as a stepping stone, a chance to establish a homeland where they could live in peace and freedom. On the other side, Arab leaders rejected the plan. They saw it as an imposition on their rights, a division of a land they considered their own. The prospect of a Jewish state in the heart of the Arab world was, to them, unacceptable. This stark divergence in perspective set the stage for conflict. The United Nations Partition Plan, though aimed at peace, became a flashpoint in the Arab-Israeli conflict. Yet it was a critical step in the path towards the establishment of the State of Israel. The stage was set for a new chapter in the history of the Middle East. Independence is never given. It is earned through struggle and determination. This truth came to light in the War of Independence that followed the announcement of the State of Israel in May of 1948. The ink had barely dried on the declaration when Israel found itself surrounded by a storm of conflict, a maelstrom waged by neighboring Arab states. These states, refusing to recognize the newly formed Israel, launched a coordinated military campaign. Israel, in response, fought back with an unyielding spirit, a spirit built on the foundations of centuries-old dreams and decades of modern political struggle. The challenges were immense, the odds daunting. Israel was a fledgling nation, its resources stretched thin, its people having just emerged from the horrors of the Holocaust and the displacement of the Second World War. But adversity often brings out the best in us. It sparks the flame of determination and fuels the engine of resilience. Israel's leaders and citizens, driven by the determination to safeguard their homeland, rallied together. They stood their ground, defended their borders, and took the fight to the enemy. It was a war of attrition, a war of endurance, a war of wills. In the end, the war proved not only a test of Israel's mettle, but also a testament to its tenacity and resolve. It solidified Israel's place on the world stage, demonstrating to all that this new nation would not be easily swept aside. Against all odds, Israel stood firm, a testament to resilience and tenacity. From the embers of conflict, a new nation rose. Israel's remarkable journey to independence was paved with numerous trials and tribulations. It began with the rise of Zionism in the late 19th century, a powerful movement advocating for the return of the Jewish people to their ancestral homeland. The Balfour Declaration of 1917 was a significant milestone, marking the first time a world power, in this case Britain, publicly expressed support for a Jewish homeland in Palestine. However, it was the horrific events of the Holocaust and World War II that amplified global sympathy for the Jewish plight and underscored the urgency for a Jewish state. Then came the United Nations Partition Plan in 1947, which proposed the division of British-controlled Palestine into separate Jewish and Arab states. Despite widespread opposition, the plan was approved, setting the stage for the final act in Israel's path to statehood. The War of Independence, fought fiercely from 1947 to 1949, was the crucible in which the State of Israel was forged. Despite being heavily outnumbered, the nascent Israeli forces prevailed, culminating in the Declaration of Israel's Independence on May 14, 1948. Thus, amidst conflict and struggle, a new nation was born, a beacon of hope and resilience in the heart of the Middle East. Israel's independence was not just a victory for its citizens, but a triumph for Jews worldwide, offering a sanctuary and a symbol of enduring strength.